train's arrived. What's the time?
Just after 2. The sun will be up soon.
2 o'clock? What a mess! I came here on purpose to meet them at the station and ended up falling asleep in a chair. Oh, it's probably too late to hurry there now and meet them. I might miss them on the way. Wished you'd wakened me.
I thought you had gone to the station with Miss Varia. I think I hear them coming.
No, they've got to collect their luggage and so forth.
Well, they'll be here soon anyways.
Yes, all the way from France. 5 years, you know. Madam has probably changed a lot with all she's been through, but I'll probably always think of her as I first met her. I was a lad, maybe 15. My father, God rest his soul, we were in the yard together for some thing or other, and well, he was a little drunk, and he hit me in the face. My nose was bleeding. I couldn't get it to stop. It hurt so much I was crying, embarrassed. Now, Madame Renevsky, she was still very young and thin. She brought me into this washstand here in this very room, this nursery. She said, "Don't cry, little peasant. It'll stop bleeding in time for your wedding." Little peasant. Well, you'd never think it now to look at me. More money than I need. A self-made man. But I guess if you think about it, I am still just a peasant. A pig in a well-made suit. I tried reading this book to stay awake, but as you see, it had the opposite effect. I didn't understand a word of it. Put me right to sleep.
The dogs didn't sleep at all last night. They know they're coming.
Are you all right, Dunyasha?
Just a little faint. Nervous.
Well, it's no wonder. Trussed up tight like that. You dress like a lady. When you do your hair like one, too. And makeup? Don't be pretentious, girl. You're a servant, not a lady.
Sorry. The gardener sent these. Supposedly their intention to go in the dining room, I think.
I'll bring them up.
Bring me some cider while you're out.
Very well.
It's cold this morning, isn't it? By the thermometer, 3 degrees of frost? And the cherry trees are all in flower. That can't be good. Supposedly our climate is indisposed to favor us, even on this auspicious day. Oh, do you hear that? I bought myself these boots 2 days ago, and I beg to assure you that they squeak in a perfectly unbearable manner. Do you grease boots?
Don't be ridiculous.
I shouldn't be surprised, of course. Some calamity happens to me every day, it seems. But I don't complain. I'm used to it, and I just smile. I should go. There, you see what adversitations, if I may use the word, I endure, what misappropriateness I suffer every day, every hour, so to speak. It is simply frustrating. I must be off. Good morning. Good morning.
What a silly goose. He's proposed to me.
I don't know whether to offer congratulations or condolences.
I don't know what to think. He's a very nice man and highly educated. But every now and again when he gets to talking, I can't understand a word he says. I think I like him. Of course, he's madly in love with me. But he's such an unlucky man. Every day something happens and they all tease him about it. They call him a walking disaster. The servants?
Shush! Listen! That sounds like the carriage, I think.
What's wrong with me? I've got cold all over.
Yes, there they are for sure. Let's go down to the door and meet them. She probably wouldn't even recognize me. 5 years!
Oh, I feel dizzy. I think I'm going to faint.
That one goes upstairs. Grab the truck. This way.
Imagine that now. Imagine that now.
This way, Mama. Let's come through here, Mama. You see, it's just as you left it, isn't it, Mama? The little nursery!
So cold, my hands are quite numb from waiting at the station.
Oh, my dear nursery! Oh, you beautiful room! I used to sleep here when I was a baby, and here I am like a baby again. Dear brother, I'm home again. And Varya is just as she used to be, just like a nun. And Dunyasha, what a pretty dress. Dear little girl, look how you've grown.
The train was 2 hours late. There now. How's that for modern punctuality?
My man's a donuts too.
Imagine that now. How many words do you have?
Oh, we couldn't sleep at all last night. I thought you would never get here.
I didn't get any sleep for 4 nights on the journey. I'm so cold. It was so much warmer in Paris.
Well, you left here in winter. Now it's spring. It'll be warming up again soon. I've been waiting to tell you all day. I just can't bear to wait another minute.
What can it be?
The clerk, Yehola, proposed to me. Just after Easter, right after you left.
Why am I not surprised? I've lost all my hairpins.
What did you tell him? I don't know what to think about it. But he loves me. He loves me so much.
Oh, my room.
My room! As if I never go away. I'm home! Tomorrow morning I'll get up and have a run through the orchard.
If I could only get to sleep. I didn't sleep the whole journey. I was so wound up.
Trofimov is here.
Petya?
He's in the bathhouse sleeping. He was worried he'd be in the way. But I could go wake him if you want. But Miss Varya told me not to. Don't wake him, she said.
Dunyasha, Mother wants coffee up here.
I'll bring it up.
Oh, you're home. Glory be to God, home again. How was the trip?
You can't believe what it was like.
I can just imagine it.
Charlotte jabbering the whole way or doing her card tricks. Oh, why did you stick me with her?
Couldn't go alone, dear, at 17.
We arrive in Paris. It's cold there and snowing. My French is horrible. Mama lives on the 5th floor. We find her there in one tiny room with all kinds of people and no comforts at all. I suddenly felt so very sorry for her. So sorry that I took her head in my arms, and I hugged her, and I wouldn't let her go, and then Mama started hugging me and crying.
Don't.
She's already sold her villa near Anton. The money is all gone. She has nothing left. Nothing. I spent everything you gave me for the trip. We only just managed to get here. And Mama won't understand. Yesterday, we had dinner at a station restaurant. She asked for all the expensive things and then pitched the waiters a ruble each. And Charlotte did the same. Yasha had wine with every course. Ugh. He's her footman now. Yasha, he came back with us.
I saw him.
Then you know what I mean. God's gift to women. Sorry. Varya, were you able to pay the interest on the mortgage?
What?
Oh no, so it will be auctioned?
August 22nd.
What will we do?
Moo!
Oh, that man!
Varya, has he proposed to you? But he loves you, doesn't he? Why don't you two make up your minds and work it out? What are you waiting for?
Don't think there's anything in it. He's so busy with his work, we hardly even talk to each other. And everybody talks about our engagement like it's all done and dusted, but there's nothing in it at all. It's all a fantasy. Bless the man now. Every time I see him, I'm all nerves. You got a brooch like a bee.
Mama bought it for me. It's gold. In Paris, I went up in a balloon.
No, you did not! I can't believe it! Well, at last you're home safely. I spent so much time just trying to keep this place going. I'm glad you're back. I worried about you the whole time. Do you know what I've been thinking about? Every day while you've been gone, I think if only you could marry a rich man.
Oh, but I don't want to marry a rich man.
Yeah, he's 27 and still a student. He has no prospects.
Never mind, but I like him.
No, but then you'd be all right. It would be such a weight off my mind. And then I would go away somewhere myself, to Kiev, to Moscow, like a pilgrimage from one holy place to another. Wouldn't that be splendid?
Why don't you marry a rich man then? Just listen to the birds in the orchard. What time is it now?
Time for you to sleep, darling. It must be nearly 3 and getting right outside. I can help you with that.
May we go this way?
Yasha!
I hardly recognize you. You've changed so much in France.
And who are you then?
When you left, I was only so high. I'm Dunyasha. You don't remember me.
Oh, you turned out all right, didn't you?
What's that?
I dropped a platter.
Aren't we lucky?
Does Mama know that Petya's here?
I told them not to wake him.
We should warn her. He might bring it all back, seeing Grisha's tutor. The poor little boy drowned here in the river, only 7 years old, and just a month after Papa died. It shattered her heart, Mama. She ran away and never looked back. We should at least tell her he's here.
I told them not to wake
It will
him.
be a shock for her to see him again. That's all. I want him to make a good impression.
The mistress is going to have coffee in here. Is the coffee ready?
Yes, of course, right here.
Where's the cream?
Oh, what is wrong with me?
Don't run, you bungler! Back from Paris. The master went to Paris once with a horse and a buggy. And then he...
What are you on about, Fierce?
Oh, I beg your pardon. The mistress is home again. I've lived to see her. I can die happy now.
Let me do it. Red into the corner, twice into the center.
Right
into the pocket.
Oh, Luba. When we were babies, you and I used to sleep in this room. Now, I'm 51.
Yes, time does go.
Who's going?
I said that time does go.
It smells of cheap cologne
I'm
in
going
here.
to try to sleep. Good night, Mama.
My sweet one. In our own beds tonight. Can you believe it?
Good night, Uncle.
Good night, my dear. God be with you. How you do look like your mother. You're just like her at her age, Luba.
She's exhausted.
A long journey, of course.
Speaking of which, it's getting on 3. Quite time you went, sirs.
You're just the same as ever, Vanya. These are our guests. There's time for coffee first, then we'll all go. Oh, thank you, dear. I can't get by without coffee now. Oh. I used to hate the stuff. Now I drink it day and night. Thank you, dear old man. Oh,
Well, I'll go and see if they've brought in all the luggage.
am I actually sitting here? I want to jump about and wave my arms. Home again. It's like a dream. I love my homeland. I couldn't even see it from the train. My eyes were so full of tears. Oh. Still, I must have my coffee. Thank you, Fierce. Thank you, dear old man. I'm so glad you're still with us.
The day before yesterday, madam.
His hearing is going.
Listen, I've got to go off to Kharkov by the 5 o'clock train. I wish I could stay longer. Catch up a little. You're as fine looking as I remember.
Even finer looking, dressed in the fashions of Paris.
I can't sit still. I'll never survive this happiness. Go on, laugh at me. I know I'm a silly woman. My dear little cupboard. Oh, my little table.
Nanny died while you were away.
Yes, I heard. God rest her soul. Vadia wrote me about it.
And Anastasi, too. Etya Kosoy has left us and now lives in town with the commissioner of police.
My daughter, Dashenka, sends her love.
Listen, I know there's been a lot of bad news recently, so I came here today to tell you something nice for a change. Now, your brother here thinks I'm a money grubber. Too big for my britches. Now, maybe I am, but I wish you would trust me as you once did. Look at me as you did before. What? My father was a serf in your father's time, and he belonged to your grandfather before that. My whole family has worked for yours, but you more than anyone else were so kind to me once upon a time that I've forgotten all about that. I think of you more like my sister. Look at the time. There isn't any time to talk. The train was so late. But this can't wait. I'll be brief. Now, as you know, your estate will be sold to pay your debts. August 22nd, I think. But you may sleep in peace tonight, madam. I have a plan. Listen carefully. Your estate is only 13 miles from town, and the railway cuts right through the orchard. So, what if the land by the river and the cherry orchard were divided up into building plots and leased off for summer cottages? With the size of your estate, you'd easily pay off your debts, and you would clear at least $25,000 the first year. In profit!
How utterly absurd.
I don't understand.
Oh, people would pay you a lease for a building plot for their summer cottage. Well, they build the cottages on the land they rent from you. Well, and if you advertise now, I'm willing to bet you'll lease every acre by autumn. Congratulations! You're saved! What? The river is deep enough for swimming. Or fishing. Well, it's ideal for tourists. Only you will have to clean up and put things straight. That will take some money. For instance, you have to pull down all the old buildings, this house, which isn't any use to anybody, and cut down the old cherry orchard and level the ground.
Cut it down? My dear man, you must excuse me, but you don't understand anything at all. If there is anything interesting or remarkable in the whole province, it's this cherry orchard of ours.
Excuse me, madam. The only remarkable thing about the orchard is that it's very large. It only bears fruit every other year at most, if the blossoms don't freeze. Well, and even then, you don't know what to do with them. You don't have the staff to harvest them, and they go to waste.
This orchard is mentioned in the encyclopedic dictionary.
That's very nice, but if you don't do something, then on August 22nd, the whole place will be sold, and you will lose everything, including your entry in the encyclopedic dictionary. I'm just offering to help. It's a brilliant plan, if I say so myself.
In the old days, 40 or 50 years ago, they dried the cherries and made a jam of them. And then they'd send them off
Be
in
quiet,
carts
Fears.
to Moscow and Kharkov. And people bought them then. Oh, they were soft and sweet. Oh, such a fragrance. They knew the way to do it back then.
What was the way?
Huh?
What was the way?
For what, madam?
Drying cherries?
How should I know? I'm a butler. Nobody remembers now, I'm afraid.
What was it like in Paris? Did you eat frogs?
I ate crocodile.
Imagine that now.
Can we return to this, please? Now, up to now in the villages, there were only ever the gentry and the laborers, and nobody ever traveled. But things have changed. People have more leisure time and money to spend, and the train makes it easy to get away. Well, everybody wants a little vacation home in the country. It's the new thing. And who knows? In a few years, your renters will begin to put down permanent roots, cultivate their own patch of land. Your cherry orchard will blossom again. You've got to move with the times.
Move with the times? I've heard enough.
There were 2 telegrams for you, stepmother. I put them in here.
They're from Paris. I'm done with Paris.
And you know, Luba, how old this bookcase is. A week ago, I pulled out the bottom drawer, saw the maker's mark burnt on it. 100 years old. What do you think of that? Ha! We could celebrate its jubilee. It hasn't a soul, but still, say what you will, it's a fine bookcase.
100 years. Imagine that.
Yes, it's a noble thing. Like this cherry orchard. Oh, noble bookcase, I honor you on your jubilee. For 100 years, your silent call to productive labor has not diminished. All this time, you have held virtue and faith in a better future to the generations of our family, educating us on the ideals of goodness and to the knowledge of a common consciousness.
Well, there it is.
You're just the same as ever, Leon.
Off the white on the right, into the corner pocket.
Look, I'm awfully sorry. I really must be going.
It's past time for your pills.
Oh, you want to take pills, my dear? They don't do anything. Let me see them. There.
You're out of your mind!
I've taken all the pills.
None left for the rest of us then.
Easter week, and they'd have pale cucumbers and
What's he talking about?
He's been mumbling away for 3 years. We're used to that.
Senile fool.
Show some respect, Yasha.
Oh, Charlotta, there you are. I suppose we'll be saying goodbye instead of hello.
If you let people kiss your hand, then they'll want your elbow, then your shoulder, and then...
Well, no luck at all for me today, it seems. What about a magic trick for us?
Yes, show us a trick, Charlotta. No, not now. I'm on my way to bed.
I really should be going. We'll see each other in about 3 weeks. Au revoir. See you again. Goodbye. Madam, please think about the cottage idea and let me know. I know I could raise a loan of 50,000 to get things rolling. Think about it seriously.
Go, if you're going.
I'm going.
Vulgar little man. Oh, I beg your pardon, Vari. I know he's your intended. You're going to marry him, I understand.
Please, Uncle, nothing's been decided.
Oh, no? Why not? Varia, I should be very glad. He's a good man.
Perhaps. Only there are things more important than profiteering.
My Dashenka also says that she says lots of things. Oh, before I forget, dear madam, if you could lend me 240 rubles to pay the interest on my mortgage tomorrow.
We haven't got it! We haven't got it. It's quite true. I've nothing at all.
Oh, well, never mind. I'll find it somehow. I never lose hope. A few years back, I was in a real pickle, and I thought, everything's lost now. And then, boom, the railway cuts across my land, and they pay me for it. Something will turn up today or tomorrow. My Dashenka just bought a lottery ticket. It's worth 200,000. Imagine that now.
Well, gentlemen, we've had our coffee. It's time I retired to bed.
You've put on the wrong trousers. Again. What am I to do with you, you bungler?
Anya's asleep. Look, it's quite light outside now. It'll be warming up soon. Come and see, Mother. The trees all dressed in white. And just smell the blossoms.
The whole garden's white. Remember, Luba, there's that long path going straight like a silk ribbon. Oh, it shone so brightly on moonlit nights. Do you remember?
Oh, I'm a child again. Days of my innocence. My bed was right here. I used to look out every morning into the orchard. It was just the same as it is now. Nothing has changed. It's all so pure, so white. Oh, my orchard. After the cold winter, you're born again, full of happiness. The angels of heaven haven't left you. If only I could shake the cold winter from off my shoulders. If only I could be born again.
Yes. And he'd have us cut it all down. It doesn't seem right.
Look! Oh, there goes Mother in a white dress!
Where?
What are you talking about?
I was just imagining things. On the right at the bend by the summer house, a white little tree stooped down, looking just like Mother in a white dress. So many memories.
Madam Renevsky, I'm sorry, I don't mean to intrude. I was told to wait till morning, but I couldn't wait. I just want to say hello.
It's Petya Trofimov.
Petya Trofimov? Little Grisha's tutor.
Oh,
Have I changed so much?
There, Luba.
I told you to wait till tomorrow. My Grisha. little boy! Grisha, my son!
What are we to do, Mother? It was God's will.
My little boy's dead!
It's all right.
Drowned!
It's all right.
Why? Can you tell me why God's will? Sorry, Anya's asleep in there. Here I am blubbering away. Well, Petya, what's happened to you? How have you grown so old?
In the train, an old woman called me that mangy gentleman.
You were just a boy when I left, a nice, bright student. And now your hair's thinning and you wear spectacles and what's this? And you haven't graduated yet?
I suppose I'm what you might call a perpetual student.
Oh, well, more's the pity. Well, I'm sorry, but I'm exhausted.
Oh, yes. We ought to go to bed. Oh, my gout. If you don't mind, I'll stay the night here, and in the morning we can talk about this little matter of 240 rubles.
Never gives up, does he?
Oh, 240 rubles to pay the interest on the mortgage.
I haven't any money, dear man.
I'll pay you back. It's a small sum.
Well, then, Leonid, we'll give it to you. Let him have it, Leonid.
By all means, hold out your hand.
Don't be stingy. He needs it. He'll pay it back.
But we haven't got it! She hasn't changed a bit, throwing money to the wind. Stand off. You smell like a whorehouse.
You haven't changed a bit either.
What? What did you just say?
Yasha, your mother's come from the village to see you. She's still in the kitchen.
Bless the woman. Can't she leave me alone? I've been in the country for 5 minutes.
Show some respect, due.
A lot of use there isn't her coming now. She might have come tomorrow just as well.
No. Stepmother hasn't changed at all, has she? She's just as she always was. She'd give away everything left to her own devices.
Yes, I think she would. Whenever a doctor prescribes several remedies to cure the same disease, it is probably incurable, I think. But I've been trying to work this whole thing out. I have several remedies in mind, too many perhaps, which means I've none at all. It would be nice to inherit a fortune from somebody, or we could marry our Anya to a rich man, or go to Yaroslavl and try our luck with my aunt, the Countess. She's very, very rich.
She would lend us money, surely.
She's very rich, but she doesn't like us. My sister, in the first place, married a lawyer instead of a man with a title. And not only that, but she behaved herself in a most immoral way, taking up with that scoundrel, abandoning little Anya, living in France. She's generous and good-hearted and charming, and she's my sister. I love her. But say what you will in her favor, and you have to admit that she is wasteful and impulsive. It shows in every choice she's ever made.
Anya's in the doorway.
Sorry, I have something in my eye. I can't see properly.
Why aren't you in bed, Anya?
Can't sleep. It's no use.
Oh, poor dear, my sweet one. You're not only my niece, you're my angel. You're my all. Believe in me, trust me.
I do believe in you, Uncle. And I love you. We all love you. But Uncle dear, you ought to hold your tongue. What were you saying just now about my mother? Your own sister? Why did you say those things?
I know. I'm sorry. Yes, really, it was awful. God forgive me. I never realized what I've said until it's said, and I always regret it. A minute ago, I eulogized a piece of furniture. It was so stupid. And only when I finished, I knew how stupid it was.
Yes, Uncle dear, you really ought to keep it to yourself, that's all.
You'd be so much happier if you only kept quiet.
All right, I'll be quiet. I'll be quiet. Except I do have one thing I want to say.
Uncle, no.
This is good. On Thursday, I was in the district court, and a lot of us met there together, and we began to talk of this, that, and the other, and I think it may be possible to arrange a promissory note to pay the interest into the bank.
If only God would smile on us.
I'll go back on Tuesday. I want to know more about it. Your mother will have a talk to Lopakine. He, of course, can't refuse her. And when you've rested a few days, you'll go to Yaroslavl, to the Countess, your great aunt. She doesn't think much of me, but how could she refuse her beautiful grandniece? So you see, just like billiards, we have 3 good moves planned out ahead, and we'll be safe. We'll pay off this mortgage, I'm certain.
How good and clever you are, Uncle. We'll be all right.
Leonard Andreevich, don't you fear God, you bungler? When are you going to bed?
You go ahead, Pierce. I'll take care of myself. We'll work out the details tomorrow. But let's go to bed now. I swear on my honor, on the stars above, this estate will not be sold. I swear on my happiness. I raise my hand. You may call me a liar if I let it go to
You're
auction.
doing it again, Uncle.
Quiet, Uncle.
Leonard Andreevich.
I'm coming! I'm coming! To bed now. 3 moves. Crack! Into the middle pocket.
That's calmed me down a bit. I don't really want to go to Yaroslavl. Auntie scares me. But I am calmer now, thanks to Uncle.
I'll go to Yaroslavl with you. Let's get some sleep. I'll clean this up and we'll go. Anya, something really unpleasant happened here while you were away. In the old servants' cabin, as you know, only the old people live there. They started letting some vagabonds spend the night there. I thought nothing of it. But then I heard that these tramps were saying all over the village that I had ordered them to be fed on nothing but dried peas from meanness, you see. Very well, I thought, if that's how you want to play. So I call in Old Carp. He comes. What's all this you've been saying about me, that I don't care for strangers? Anya? Never mind. She's asleep. Come on, dear, let's go to bed.
I'm so tired. All the bells.
She's asleep. Asleep.
Uncle, dear. Mama.
Anya, my morning sun.
That's just it. I don't have a birthday, so I don't even know how old I am. I think of myself as young. When I was a little girl, my father and mother were circus performers. We used to do tumbling and magic tricks. Oh, and when Papa and Mama died, a charming lady brought me up. When I was old enough to work, she taught me to be a governess. And I've done that ever since. But where I came from and who I am, no idea. Who my parents were. Perhaps they weren't even married. Not a clue. I don't know anything about myself. I'm so lonely sometimes. I long for someone to talk to, but there's nobody. I haven't anybody at all.
What do I care for the world, or care if it cares for me? I do like playing on the mandolin.
Oh, that is not a mandolin, that is a guitar.
Well, when a man is in love, the humble guitar becomes a mandolin. So long as my heart is filled with love, and the one I love loves me.
She sounds like a pack of dolls.
It must have been lovely living in France.
France is much more up with the times. Now that I've seen the world, I prefer anywhere to this backward place.
Well, that is perfectly natural, of course. In France, they have already arrived at a certain state of arrival.
Can't argue with that logic.
I am a true product of an independent education. I read all the time, and all the most popular authors too. Financiers, dramatists, philosophizers. I read them and I think, what is the purpose of living? All kinds of thoughts running through my head. My personal path is not yet clear. To be or to shoot myself? That is the question. So that's why I always carry a revolver with me.
That's it. I'm done. I cannot imagine why you're still single. Women must throw themselves at you. Oh, these educated folks are so stupid. I have nobody to talk to, and I don't know why I even bother. It's so interesting. I tell them about my life and they don't listen.
As a matter of fact, irregardless of everything else, I must express my feeling, among other things, that fate has been merciless in her dealings with me as a storm is to a small ship. Supposedly, let us grant I am wrong, then why did I wake up this morning, to give an example, and behold an enormous spider on my chest, like that? And if I drink some cider, why is it that there's always a beetle floating around in the jug? Have you read Buckle's History of Civilization in England? Could I bend your ear, Dunyasha, for a second or two?
Go ahead.
In private?
Oh, right. Only first, do you mind fetching me my little cloak? It's by the back door in the cupboard. It's suddenly getting very chilly.
Very well. I'll fetch it. Well, one more mark for the revolver.
Between you and me and that gate post, the man's a moron.
Oh, I do hope he doesn't shoot himself.
Ha! He's gutless.
Gosh, I'm so nervous. I went into service when I was such a little girl. And so I'm used to gentility. I don't know much about boys and girls. Just look at my hands. These are rich ladies' hands. So tender and delicate now. Sensitive of the slightest things. Yasha, I don't know what will happen to my nerves if you deceive me.
Here I thought you were in love with him. Of course, every girl must choose for herself. There is nothing more interesting than a respectable girl.
Yasha, you've seen the world, and you've seen the most interesting things.
Yes, I know. I think this. When a girl falls in love, she forgets herself. Anything could happen. Out, away from the house, in the open air. Somebody's coming. They're back. Ooh. Head back as if you were walking by the river. No. the other way, or they'll see you and think we've been getting together. I couldn't stand it if they thought I was keeping company with a maid.
Your stupid cologne is giving me a headache.
There's no more time for beating around the bush. The question is perfectly plain. Are you willing to develop the land for cottages or not?
What's that smell? Someone's horrible cologne.
Just one word. Yes or no. Just one word.
I'll say one good thing about the railway. Oh, it's made this day very lovely. Into town this morning, nice lunch, nice walk along the river. Ooh, right in the middle. Well, I wouldn't mind a quick game right now.
You'll have time when we get back.
Just one word. Give me an answer.
Give it a rest.
I'm almost out of money again today. Poor Vadia feeds everyone on milk soup to save money, and we go into town for lunch. There it is all over the place.
Allow me.
Thank you, Yasha. Oh. Why did we go and have lunch there? It was too expensive. That band. And the tablecloth smelling of soap. Why did you drink so much, Leon? And talk so much? You talked again too much today in the restaurant, and wasn't it all to the point? Talking about politics and poets. And to whom? Talking to the waiters about poetry.
Yes.
I can't be cured, that's obvious. What's the matter with you?
Just the sound of your voice fills me with such joy.
Either he goes or I...
Go away, Yasha. Stay out of this.
I'll go at once. This minute.
That millionaire, the Reganov, wants to buy your estate, you know. For a bargain, he hopes. I hear he'll come to the sale in person.
Where did you hear that?
Oh, they say so in town.
Not to worry. Our Yaroslav aunt has promised to send the money.
Well, how much will she send?
She says 10 or 15,000.
Well, that's not even enough to cover the interest. Oh, you must excuse my saying so, but I've never met such frivolous people as you before, nor anyone so unbusinesslike and aloof. Here I am telling you in plain terms that your estate will be sold and you can't be bothered.
What are we to do? Tell us what?
I tell you every day. I say the same thing every day. You need to pull everything down and subdivide the land, and you need to start now. Immediately.
This nonsense again?
The auction is staring you in the face. Look, once you definitely make up your mind to the cottages, you'll have all the money you want and you'll be saved.
But cottages and summer tourists, it's so vulgar. Excuse me for saying.
I entirely agree with you.
I don't know whether to weep or shout. I can't stand it. You're too much for me.
No, don't go away. Stay. Be a dear, please. Perhaps we'll find some way out.
Find a way out? I give up.
Please don't go away. It's nicer when you're here. I live in dread every day, as if the house were going to collapse over our heads. We deserve it, of course, as punishment for so many sins. I know.
What are you talking about?
They say I've eaten my weight in sugar candies.
Oh, my sins. Where to start? I've always thrown my money about without care, like a mad woman. I first married a man who never paid a bill. He drank himself to death with expensive champagne, no less. But it broke my heart to be so lonely. Right away, I fell in love with someone else, unfortunately. He didn't care that we weren't married. I loved him too. I needed him. But God punished me for it. Here, in the river, my boy drowned. And I just ran away. Never never to return, never to see this murderous river again. I shut my eyes and ran all the way to France without thinking, but that man, he pursued me relentlessly. He was so cruel to me. I bought a villa near Menton because he fell ill there. And so my second punishment, for 3 years I knew no rest, day or night. From his sickbed the poor man wore me out, squandered my whole fortune. And then last year I was so destitute, they sold the villa to pay my debts. I went away with him to Paris, and there he took everything I had, left and ran off with a younger woman. Another punishment. Only then I realized how sinful it all was. So shameful, I just wanted to die. And then suddenly I came to myself. I had this yearning to be back in Russia. My own land. My little girl. I thought by coming back the punishments would end, but they haven't. Now the estate is to be sold to atone for my sins. Then I had this today from Paris. He says he's sorry. And he wants me to go back. That's strange. Do you hear music?
It's our local Jewish band. They must be playing at the station. You remember, the violin, clarinet, accordion, and double bass.
Oh, are they still around? We must have them up to the house some evening. I could do with a party.
Oh, speaking of parties, I saw such an awfully funny thing at the theater last night.
I'm quite sure there wasn't anything at all funny. What have we ever learned from the theater? There's plenty of drama in our own lives. We don't need to go and see made-up stories. We ought to just look at ourselves in the mirror, at our own gray lives and pointless conversations.
Well, that's probably why I go to the theater. Sometimes our lives seem so empty. Now, my father was a peasant, an idiot. He never taught me anything. He was always drunk and he beat me. He had nothing of value to give to the world. Now, I'm not much better. A bit of a clod by all accounts. Barely educated. My handwriting is terrible. I'm quite ashamed if anybody sees it. It looks like a pig wrote it.
What you need is to get married, my friend.
Yes, wouldn't that be nice?
What do you think of my adopted daughter, Varya? She's a nice girl.
Yes, she is.
She comes from sturdy common stock. She's a hard worker, and what matters most, she likes you. And you like her. I know you do. You always have.
I'm nothing against her. She's a wonderful person.
I was offered a place in the bank. 6,000 rubles a year. Did you hear?
You're not going to take it, though, are you, Leon? You at a bank? You're not a working man. Stay where you belong.
There you are, sir. Here. Put this on. It's damp.
Don't be a nuisance, old man.
It's all very well. You went away this morning without even telling me.
You've grown so old, Fierce.
I beg your pardon?
She says you've grown very old.
Well, I've been alive a long time. They were already getting ready to marry me off before your father was born. And when the liberation came, well, I was already head butler. I had all the freedom I wanted, so I stayed here with master and mistress. I remember everybody was all excited. They didn't know why.
Oh, yes. Everything was grand back in the good old days. They had the right to beat you if they wanted to, remember?
Rather, the peasants kept their distance from the masters, and the masters kept their distance from the peasants. Now, everything's all higgledy-piggledy, and you can't tell who's who.
Shut up, Fears. I've got to go into town tomorrow. I've been promised an introduction to a general who can lend me some money on the mortgage.
Dangerous business, that. You won't come up with enough to pay your interest.
He's talking rubbish. There's probably no general at all.
Ah, here's more of us.
Down here!
Come, my dears. Oh. If you two only knew how much I loved you. Come, sit down next to me. Like that.
Our eternal student seems to always be studying. The ladies.
Mind your own business.
He'll be a pensioner before he graduates.
Can we take a break from the jokes for a day?
Oh, a bit touchy today, are we?
I've heard it all.
You're a student of humanity, aren't you? I wonder, what do you see when you look at me?
When I look at you, Ermolai Alexievich, I see a rich man. One who will soon be a millionaire. In nature, there are predators and prey. Both must be necessary as both exist. You are as necessary to the evolutionary process as any wild beast who preys on the weak. Yes, my friend, you are decidedly necessary.
Forget biology, Petya. It's safer to stick to astronomy.
No, this ties in with yesterday's talk.
About what? About human dignity.
Oh, you people talk about the dignity of humankind as if it were deeply mystical. I suppose it is, in a way, for you anyway. If you really get down to it, what have we got to be proud of? Biologically speaking, we're fairly minor specimens. And in the vast majority of cases, we are brutish, selfish, and deeply undignified. We should stop admiring ourselves and feeling entitled to excellence. We should get to work, or we'll never achieve anything.
You'll die all the same.
Who's to say? And what does that mean anyway? Death. Maybe a man has 100 senses, and when he dies, only the 5 known to him are lost, and we come to know the remaining 95.
What a clever idea, Petya.
Oh, awfully.
The human race could be constantly progressing, but increasing its potential. Things that are unimaginable today will someday be in our grasp. But not unless we work toward that day. Right now, in Russia, most of us aren't working toward anything. The vast majority of the so-called intelligentsia that I know claim to be enlightened, but they're not much interested in truth. They're not much interested in anything. They treat their servants like children, and the peasants like animals. They're full of theories and ideas, but look at the cities where they live. Across the street from them, miles of slums, where people live like savages. Well, they're fighting and cursing at the slightest opportunity. Malnourished, sleeping in squalor, and not a chance that they'll ever break free from it. And so what are all their theories good for? Only to distract people like us from seeing the real problems. Tell me, where are the primary schools we hear so much of? Where are the literacy programs? They don't really exist. It's all just talk. All that is real is dirt, vulgarity, and Asiatic plague. Well, and if that's all the talk is good for, we'd be better off saying nothing.
But, I get up at dawn. Every morning, I work from sunup to sundown. I handle a lot of money, my own and other people's, and I see what people are like, how few honest, honorable people there are. And sometimes, when I can't sleep, I think, oh Lord, you've given us huge forests, infinite fields, and endless horizons, and we, living here, ought really to be giants.
Oh no, not giants. They're only good in fairy tales. Real ones would frighten us to death.
Shh, 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 shh. The sun is setting, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes?
nature, cast on us your eternal rays. We call you Mother. You bring forth life and death, forever beautiful, forever just and fair. You give and you take away.
Oh, dear. You're doing it again.
You'd better stick to double red into the middle.
Sorry, I'll be quiet. I'll be quiet.
What's that?
I don't know. It sounds like a bucket falling down a well somewhere. But it's some way off.
Perhaps, or it's some bird, like a heron.
Or an owl.
It's unsettling somehow.
Before the misfortune, the same thing happened. An owl screamed. The samovar hummed without stopping.
Misfortune, what misfortune?
Before the liberation.
Let's go in. It's evening now. Are you crying, dear? What's wrong?
It's nothing, Mama.
Who's this?
Excuse me, may I cut across here to get to the station?
You may follow this path.
Much obliged. Lovely weather. Miss, please, could you spare some change?
There's a time and a place, friend. On your way!
Here you are. Take this. Never mind. There's no silver. Here's a gold piece. Now go on.
Much obliged.
I can't believe it. I'm going. Stepmother! At home there's nothing for the servants to eat, and you give a tramp gold? What shall we live on? With me giving it all away? I can't be trusted. I'll give you my purse when we get home. Ermolai Alexievich, lend me some more to get through the week.
Of course.
Let's go. It's dark. Oh, and Varia, you'll be happy to know we've just talked about your engagement. Congratulations.
You shouldn't joke about it, Mother.
Get thee to a scullery.
My hands are itching for a billiard cue.
Oh, nymph, in thine orisons be all my sinks remembered.
Come along, it's supper time.
Right, my heart is still pounding.
Madam, you still haven't given me an answer on the cottage idea. August 22nd is around the corner. If you don't...
Thank you, stranger, for frightening off Varia! She's been stuck to us like glue.
She's afraid we'll have a romance without her, so she can't let us out of her sight. Oh, she just doesn't understand that we are above love. To rise above the trivial, the petty dowries and contracts that stifle true happiness. That's our goal. You and I will go irresistibly on towards that bright star, which burns there in the distance. And we will leave the trivialities behind.
You say the most enchanting things. It was glorious here today.
Yes, the weather is wonderful.
I don't know what you've done to me, Petya. I used to love this estate so tenderly. I thought there was no better place in the world. But I don't love the cherry orchard as I used to.
All the world is our orchard. Russia is vast and beautiful, and there are many marvelous places in it. We don't need to be tied to any one part of it. Just think, Anya. Your grandfather and all your ancestors were serf owners. They owned living souls. In some way or another, doesn't something human look at you from every branch in the orchard? Every leaf and every stalk? Don't you hear their voices on the wind? Owning human beings as what has left its mark on you. I know we say we've left those golden years behind us, but your mother, your uncle, still live off the hard graft of others. The very people they wouldn't let through the front door. They don't own them, true, but still they owe their livelihood to them. So we've really gained nothing at all. We're still 200 years behind and not making any progress. And we won't until we come to terms with our past. Well, we can talk and talk and talk. We can complain that our lives are boring and that we've nothing to do. But it is so clear that in order to begin to live in the present, we must first redeem the past. Do you see what I mean, Anya?
I never thought of it like that. I no longer think of the house I grew up in as my home. I could leave it behind now, honestly.
Throw your keys down the well and walk away. Be as free as the wind.
You say such surprising things, Matya.
Believe me, Anya, believe me. I'm not 30 yet. I'm young. I may still be in school, but I've learned a lot just by living. Hunger, illness. I'm as poor as a beggar, and where haven't I been? Fate has tossed me everywhere. But no matter what, my soul is always my own. Every minute of the day and the night, my soul is filled with unspeakable feelings of hope. Happiness is coming, Anya. I can feel it already.
The moon is rising.
Yes, the moon is rising. And soon a new day will dawn. And if we aren't around when it finally arrives, what does it matter? Others will see it after us.
Anya, where are
Varia!
Never mind, let's go down by the river. It's nice there.
Anya!
Let's go!
Anya! Anya!
Round down in pair! Probably tell me I shouldn't be dancing, but as they say, when in Rome, I think of a strong horse, in that my dead father, who liked to joke and feast to his bones, used to say, talking about her ancestors, that the ancient stock of the Pisci was descended from Caligula's horse. You know, the one he made a senator. Oh, our problems have never been strength, only money. I'm always worried about money.
I've always thought there was something inquired about your figure.
Well, nothing wrong with a horse. You can sell a horse.
Make way for Madame Lopakine.
Mangy gentlemen.
Yes, and proud of it. What's the matter?
tired. Your sushis are always going to clean.
If the energy you spent in looking for money had been used for something else, then I think you'd have changed the world.
Nietzsche, the philosopher, a very great, most celebrated man, says in his books, it's all right to forge banknotes.
You've read Nietzsche.
Well, no. My Dushenka told me. I'm in such a pinch right now, I wouldn't mind putting a few notes. I got Russell up 310 rubles by the day after tomorrow. All I got so far is 130. Where is it? The money! It's gone! Oh, where could I have left it? Oh. Here it is! Oh, behind the line! Imagine that! I'm broken out in cold sweat!
Where is Leonid? What's keeping him so long? Dunyasha, offer the musicians tea.
Maybe the sale fell through.
The party was a bit premature then. Well, never mind. Ladies and gentlemen, here is a pack of cards. Of any fun card you like.
I thought of one!
Now shuffle. All right, now give some here. What's your card?
The 8 of spades.
1, 2, 3. What's that in your cocktail pocket?
The 8 of spades! Imagine that now.
Now you. What's the top card?
The Queen of Spades.
Pick it up.
Well,
You. What's the top card?
The Ace of Hearts.
Pick it up. Right again.
Imagine that
You seem a little shocked, sir. Perhaps some fresh tea? Ooh. This looks like very delicious tea.
Oh, yes. It's lovely tea, madam.
You're looking very polished today.
You look quite well yourself.
Imagine that now.
Madame, what a very nice shawl you have. Please help me show it to your friends. Did you know you have a magical shawl, madame? Let's give it a shake. 1, 2, 3. Wait. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
Imagine that now.
Just wait a second, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, delightful Charlotte Ivanovna. I'm simply in love.
In love, can you love?
you old horse.
I don't understand what's keeping him. Everything must be over by now. Or maybe the sale never happened, then why does he stay so long?
Uncle has bought it, I'm certain of it.
Of course he did.
For your information, Anya's godmother sent Uncle a power of attorney to buy it in her name and transfer the debt to her. She's doing it for Anya, and I'm certain that God will help us and Uncle will buy it.
Oh, of course, Madame Lopakin.
Turtle student. What kind of student gets expelled twice?
No need to be mean, Claudia. He's only teasing. What's wrong with that? I mean, what's wrong with Lopakin? Marry him if you want to. He's a good man, interesting man. But if you don't want to, then don't. Nobody is forcing you against your will, darling.
But he is a nice man. And I do like him.
Then marry him. I don't understand what you're waiting for.
I can't propose to myself. Everybody has been talking about him to me for 2 years now. But he either says nothing or jokes about it. I understand. He has his businesses to run. He can't bother about me. If I had some money, even a little, even only 100 rubles, I'd throw up everything and go away. I'd go into a convent.
Just what the world needs. Another nun?
A student of humanity ought to know how to be more human. You used to be so kind, Petra. I can't just sit around waiting for something to happen. There's too much to do.
Yepakotov's broken a billiard cue.
Who said he could play billiards? I don't understand these people.
Don't tease her like that, Petya. You see that she's already unhappy without that.
She's a busybody, sticking her nose in other people's business. But the whole summer, she's given no peace to me or Anya. She's afraid we're having an affair. What is it to do with her? Besides, it's not true. We would never do anything so sordid. Our relationship is richer than that. We are above that sort of crass sentimentality.
Meaning, I suppose, that I am beneath it? Why isn't Leonid back yet? I just want to know whether the estate has been sold or not. It's not possible anything so disastrous could happen to us. I'm losing my mind. I may scream or do something stupid.
Why should it matter whether the estate is sold today or not? Well, the past already grown over. There's no turning back. Oh, be calm, Adam. Don't deceive yourself. For once in your life, just look the truth straight in the face.
Whose truth? Yours? You say you see where truth is and where it isn't, but apparently I've lost my sight. I see nothing. You say you have all the answers, but they aren't really answers. They're just platitudes. You boldly look forward, because so far you haven't lived long enough to experience anything truly terrible, but I have. I am. This is my life. Maybe I'm not so bold or honest or intellectual as you, but couldn't you show a little mercy? Try to see things my way. This isn't just any old house surrounded by some trees. I was born here. My mother and father lived here. My grandfather too. I love this place. I can't understand my life without this cherry orchard, and if it really must be sold, then sell me with it. My son, drowned here. Show some compassion, Petya.
I'm sorry. You know I sympathize with all my soul.
That's not the same thing. I'm so sick at heart today, you can't imagine. Here, it's so noisy, it rattles my soul. I can't go away by myself. I'm too afraid of being alone. Don't judge me harshly, Petya. I've always treated you as if you were part of the family. I'd gladly let Anya marry you, I swear it. Only, dear, you ought to work. Finish your studies. Fate blows you about. That isn't normal, is it? And you ought to do something to your beard. Encourage it. It's so scraggly.
You know I don't care about looks. You dropped this.
It's from Paris. I get one every day. He's sick again. In trouble. He asks for forgiveness and wants me to go back, and I really should go to him. Don't look at me like that, Petya. What can I do, my dear? What can I do? He's ill. He's alone, unhappy. And who will take care of him? Who will keep him from his errors, give him his medicine, and why should I deny it? I love him. That much I know. I love him. I love him. I know he's a stone round my neck, dragging me to the bottom, but I love that stone, and I can't live without him. Don't judge me, Petia. Don't say anything.
Well, how can you love him? That swine has robbed you.
No, you can't say that.
Like, he doesn't care for you. Well, he's using you, and you're the only one who can't see it. He's a petty thief, a nobody.
What do you know about it? You're 26 or 27, and you talk as if you were a schoolboy in short trousers. I knew you wouldn't understand.
What?
You ought to be a man. At your age, you ought to be able to understand those who love. But you've never been in love yourself. You've never even had a mistress. Yes, you aren't pure. You're just a smug, prudish prig.
No, what are you saying?
Crass sentimentality? You're not above love. You've just never gotten around to it. You're scared of it. You're what our fierce calls a bungler. 27 and never been kissed.
Who are you to judge me? I can't listen to any more. That's unfair and unkind. You've gone too far this time.
Don't be silly. I didn't mean it. What's that?
Petra's falling down the stairs!
Poor fellow. Oh, are you all right? I beg your pardon for all that I've said. Forgive me. Dance with me.
Hello.
Sorry.
Excuse me. Well, old man.
No, I am not well. In the old days, generals and barons used to come here to dance. But now we have to call the post office clerk and the station master, and even they have to be coaxed. I'm a bit wobbly. The dead master, the grandfather, used to give everybody sealing wax whenever anything was wrong. I've taken sealing wax every day for the last 20 years. I think it's the only thing holding me together.
How is it you haven't bored yourself to death? If you'd only hurry up and kick the bucket and put us out of your misery.
Oh, you bungler!
Merci. Let's rest a moment. I'm tired.
Mama! Someone in the kitchen was saying just now, the cherry orchard is sold.
What? Sold to whom?
He didn't say. He's gone now.
It was probably just some old tramp gossip.
And Master Leonard isn't even back yet. He's just wearing a light overcoat to catch his death.
Oh, Yasha, go and find out if it's true.
Oh, he's long gone, the old man.
What are you laughing at?
Walking disaster, what a dolt.
Fierce. If the estate is sold, where will you go?
I'll go wherever you tell me to go.
You don't look well at all. You've grown so pale. I think you ought to go and lie down.
Yes. Thank you. I'll go to bed. And who will wait on the guests and see that things are done properly?
Madam, I have a favor I must ask of you. If you go to Paris again, take me with you. It's absolutely impossible for me to stay here. I don't have to tell you. You see for yourself the country is so backward and dull. The food in the kitchen is disgusting. And Fierce walks around mumbling and drooling over everybody. take me with you?
I've
Please.
come to ask for the pleasure of a little waltz, dear lady. And while I have you for a moment, you enchanting lady, I'm still short 180 rubles. For the mortgage, it's a small sum.
It's all right. The young mistress told me to dance. There are lots of gentlemen, but few ladies. Oh, I've been dancing all night and my heart won't stop pounding. Do you know what the station master just told me?
What did he say to you?
He says, you're like a little flower.
He's probably never seen one.
And like a little flower, I'm a delicate girl.
You lose your head. And more if you're not careful.
Oh, there you are, Dunyasha. Oh, at least look at me. Here we are nearly betrothed, and I think you treat me like an insect.
Did you want something?
All right, maybe I am a bug, and you are right to squash my heart. But you only see things from your own point of view. But certainly, if you would regard the predicament from my point of view, then you, if I may say so, and you must excuse my candidity, you led me on. I know what you're worried about. Misfortune dogs my every step, but I greet my fate with a smile. Well, not right now, but you gave me your word. And you
I'm
should...
sorry, can we discuss this later? I'm caught up in a rather nice dream just now.
I've accepted my fate. Why can't you?
Are you still here? I thought I told you to go home. Yasha, back to the kitchen. You play billiards and break a cue, and you walk around distracting the servants from their
You
duties.
cannot, if I may say so, call me to order.
I'm not calling you to order. I'm telling you to get out. All you do is roam around bumping into the furniture. I never see you do any work. I don't know why we hired you.
Whether I work or walk about or play billiards is only a matter to be settled by my elders or people of understanding.
You mean to say that I don't understand you? Dare to talk to me like that? Get out of here. This minute.
I must ask you to express yourself in more genteel language.
Out this minute. Get out. Fucking disaster. I don't want any sign of you here.
I'll make a complaint against you.
Oh, what? Coming back for more? Well then, take. I'm sorry.
Oh, I just wasn't expecting such an enthusiastic reception.
I'm so sorry. I didn't hurt you, did I?
No, not at all. Oh, there'll be an enormous bump, that's all.
Lopakine's returned! Here he is! Now we'll see what there is to see and hear what there is to hear! Oh, you smell cognac, my friend! We're having celebrations, so it's here too!
Where have you been? What took so long? Where's Leonid?
Oh, he's outside, he's coming.
Well, what happened?
Well, the auction finished at 4 o'clock. But we missed the train and had to wait till 9:30 for the next one. Oh, my head is spinning. Today.
What a day. I'm awfully tired. Help me change my clothes, Fears.
Oh, tell us, what happened?
Is the cherry orchard sold?
It is sold.
Well, who bought it? Leon?
No.
Dereganov?
No.
Who?
I did. I bought it! Master is all right. Wait. No, don't go. Please, listen. I don't quite know how to start. But when we got to the auction, that millionaire, the Reganov, was there, all ready to pounce. Now, right away, he tossed Mr. Gayev's 15,000 rubles with a bid of 30,000. Now, I saw how matters were, so I offered 40. He went up to 45, I offered 55. He went up by 5s, I went up by 10s. Now back and forth we went, and suddenly, it was over. I bid 95 plus the interest on the mortgage. Cherry Orchard is mine now. Mine. Go on. Tell me I'm dreaming, mad, but I'm not. I almost can't believe it. The whole estate is really mine. If only my father and grandfather rose now from their graves and saw their Ermolai. Their beaten and uneducated, barefooted Ermolai has bought the estate where they were slaves, where they weren't even allowed into the kitchen. She threw down her keys. She wanted to show she was no longer running the place. That's all right. That's it. Let's have some music. Come, friends. A new era for this estate begins today. You'll see Ermolai Lopakin laying his axe to the cherry orchard. You'll see me build those summer cottages. Our children, our children's children will see a new life here. That's worth celebrating, isn't it?
Yes.
Let's dance! Why didn't you listen to me? My poor dear woman, you can't turn back the clock now. It's done. If only things could be different. I wish they were different. If only this miserable, disjointed life could somehow be changed. I tried, but you wouldn't listen.
Leave her to her sadness. Come on.
What's the matter? Tell the band to keep playing. The new owner of the Cherry Orchard wants to dance. Don't worry about that. I can pay for it. I can pay for everything.
Don't cry! I love you. The cherry orchard is sold. It's gone. It's true. True. But don't cry, Mama. You've got a whole new life before you. A second chance. You're still a beautiful, kind soul. We'll be alright. We'll go somewhere else. Away from here. We'll plant a new orchard. And when you see it, you'll understand why all this happened as it did. You'll feel joy again. Warm, gentle joy will light your soul. Like the evening sun. Mama. Come, dear. Please don't cry.
Thank you, brothers. Thank you.
Common folk have come to say goodbye. If you want my opinion, they have big hearts, but tiny brains.
They just came to say goodbye, to wish us well. You didn't have to give them your purse, Luba. You can't go on like this. You can't!
I came to town, but I did find one bottle at the station. Nevertheless, join me. Won't you really have any? If I'd known, I wouldn't have brought any. No sense letting it go to waste. You have some yash at any rate.
To those departing, and those who stay behind.
Ching ching.
I can assure you that this isn't real French champagne.
Costs as much. It's cold in here.
There are no fires today. We're going away.
What's the matter with you?
I'm getting out of this place at last.
Yeah, I can't remember an October as sunny and quiet as if it were summer. Good weather for building. Now, the train leaves in 45 minutes. We need to be in the carriages in 20 minutes.
The carriages are here. Time to load up. Where the devil are my galoshes? Thought they weren't here. Anya, my galoshes, they've disappeared.
It looks like we'll be traveling together, to start with anyway. I'm off to Kharkov. I'm going to spend the whole winter there working. I've been hanging around with you people too much, growing rusty without work. I must have something to do with my hands, otherwise they hang about as if they weren't mine at all.
We'll go away now, and then you'll start again on your useful labors.
That's not what I meant. Have a glass?
Champagne? No, not for me.
So, you're off to Moscow then?
I'm off to town, and tomorrow I'm off to Moscow.
Yes, I expect the professors haven't started their lectures yet. They're waiting for you to turn up.
Why does it matter?
How many years have you been going to university?
You need some new material, my friend. This is stale. You know, we may not meet each other again, so just let me offer you a word of advice on parting. A farewell gift, if you please. Don't wave your arms around so much. It's a bad habit, arm waving. And this development scheme, building cottages and chopping down cherry orchards, that's the safe thing. Do you really imagine these leisure home buyers are going to care much about the land they live on? It's just a lot of arm waving. Well, I say this because whether I want to or not, you know, I like you. No, really, you've got hands like an artist, slender and full of grace, and a sensitive soul to match.
Goodbye, friend. Thank you for saying that. What about money? Do you need some money for the journey?
Oh, why should I?
Oh, you've nothing.
Yes, I have, thank you. I just got some for a translation. Here it is in my pocket. What I don't have are galoshes.
Take the filthy things!
Such a shy and gentle soul. Oh, these aren't even my galoshes.
Listen, in the spring, I sowed 3,000 acres of sunflowers, and I made 40,000 profit. And when they were in bloom, what a picture it was. But what I'm saying is I made 40,000 rubles, and I'd like to offer you some, because I can afford it. Now, there's no need to be proud about it, if you need it. I'm just a simple peasant, son of a peasant.
Your father was a peasant. Mine was a pharmacist, and that means absolutely nothing for you and me. No. Even if you offered me 200,000, well, I still wouldn't want it. I'm a free man. Money hasn't the least influence over me. It's like thistle down in the wind. Mankind goes on towards higher truths, to the highest happiness possible on earth. And I don't need money to be leading the way.
You really think you'll get there?
I will. I'll get there, or I'll show others the way.
Well, it's time to go. Goodbye, friend. Here we stand posturing with each other, but life goes its own way all the same. Now, there are so many people in Russia who live for nothing, but life goes on around them too now. Mr. Gayev, I hear, has accepted a post at a bank. 6,000 rubles a year, but he won't last. He's not like you and me. He's not used to working for a living.
Mama asks if you will stop them cutting down the orchard until she has gone away.
Yes, really, you ought to have enough tact not to do that. Arm waving.
All right. Yes, you're right.
Has Fierce been sent to the hospital?
I gave the order this morning. I suppose they sent for him.
Will you ask if Fierce has been sent to the hospital?
I told Igor this morning. What's the use of asking 10 times?
The ancient fierce, in my exclusive opinion, isn't worth mending. He's better off living with his ancestors. Some days I envy him. Well, of course, that was bound to happen. I need more string.
Walking disaster.
Has Fierce been taken away to the hospital?
Yes.
Why did they take the letter to the doctor?
No. We'll have to send it to them.
Yasha, your mother is here. She wants to say goodbye.
What a nuisance.
You! Let's
the use of crying? In 6 days, I'll be in Paris. This is no place for me. I've seen the uncivilized world. I've had enough of it. What do you want to cry for? If you only behaved yourself, there'd be no need for tears.
Write me from Paris. You know I've always loved you, Yasha. So much. I'm a sensitive creature.
Somebody's coming.
We better be off. The time has come. Somebody smells of herring.
10 minutes, then we'll leave. Goodbye, dear house. The winter will go, the spring will come, and then you'll be no more. You'll be pulled down. How much these walls have seen. My treasure, look at you. Your eyes flash like diamonds, so full of hope. Are you happy? Very?
Very. It's like being born again, Mama.
Yes, she's quite right. Everything's all right now. Before the auction, we were all anxious and miserable, and then once everything was resolved, we all calmed down and even became cheerful. I'm a bank official now, a financier, right in the middle. And you, Luba, whatever you may say, look better. There's no doubt about it.
Yes, my nerves are better, it's true. I'm sleeping again anyway. Take my luggage out, Yasha, it's time. Dear girl, we'll soon see each other again. I'm off to Paris, you're off to school. I'll live there on the money your great aunt sent along to buy the estate. Bless her, though it won't last long.
You'll come back soon? Soon, Mama, won't you? I'll study hard, I'll pass my exams, and then you can come and live with me. We'll read all kinds of books to one another. In the autumn evenings, everything we can get our hands on. And a beautiful new world will open up before us. You'll come back, Mama?
I'll come, my darling.
Charlotta is happy. She sings.
Oh, my little baby. Bye, bye. Hush now. Nice little babies don't cry like that. Hush now, you'll break my heart. Please find me a new situation. I've nowhere to go.
I'll find you something, Charlotta. Don't worry.
Everybody's leaving us. Varya's going away. Nobody wants us anymore.
I've nowhere to live. I'm obliged to go. What are the odds?
Like clockwork.
Oh, let me get my breath back. I'm worn out. Oh, my most honored. Some water, please.
Come to borrow some money, I suppose.
Well, actually...
No, thank you. I'm keeping out of harm's way.
Seems like I haven't been here forever. Oh, dear madam. How do you do? Oh, you're here as well. Glad I ran into you. Oh, take this. Take it. That 400 rubles. That leaves 840. I still owe you.
I must be dreaming. Where did you get this?
Oh, wait. I need a drink. Thank you. A most extraordinary thing happened. Some Englishman came along and found some white clay on my land. Oh, and here's 400 for you, beautiful lady. Give you the rest later. Oh, just now, a young man in the train was saying that some great philosopher advises all to jump off the roof. Jump, he says, earned it all. Imagine that now. More water.
Who were these Englishmen?
I leased off the pot with clay to them. For 24 years. Now, excuse me. I must trot off. I must go to the North Cove and Cardinal to pay off my debts. I'll come back on Thursday.
You're just off to town, and tomorrow I go back to France.
What? To town? I see. Furniture? Trunks? Well, never mind. Never mind. These Englishmen are men of immense intellect. Never mind. France, you say? Be happy. God will help you. Never mind. Everything in this world comes to an end. And if you should hear that my end has come, just remember this old horse and say, I knew that creature once. God bless his soul. Oh. Goodbye. Goodbye. Beautiful weather today? Yes. My Dashenka sends her love.
Dear man, we better go. Two things still worry me, though. Fierce is ill.
Mama.
We've still got 5 minutes.
Mama, Fierce has already been sent to the hospital. Yasha sent him off this morning.
Then there's Vadia. She's used to getting up early and to work. Now she's no work to do. She's like a fish out of water. She's grown thin and pale, and she cries, poor thing. You know very well I used to hope she'd marry you. And I suppose you're still available? She loves you. You like her, and I don't understand. I really don't. Why the two of you seem to be keeping away from each other? I don't understand.
To tell you the truth, I don't quite understand it myself. It's also strange. Now, if there's still time, let's get this over with once and for all. I don't feel I could ever ask her without your help.
Excellent. It'll only take a minute. I'll call her.
Now, I'm glad I brought that champagne. Empty? Oh, I call that licking it up.
Excellent. We'll go out. Yasha, Ale, I'll call her in. Vadia, come here, please. Leave that and come here.
I have to find it.
Have you lost something, Vadia?
I packed it myself, but I don't remember where.
So, where are you off to now?
To the Ragulines. I've got an agreement to look after their house as a housekeeper or something.
That's in Yashnevo, isn't it? About 50 miles? Well, that's the end of life in this house.
Perhaps I've placed it in the trunk. But yes, there'll be no more life in this house.
And I'm off to Kharkov at once by the same train. I have a lot of business in hand. I'm leaving Ipakodov behind. I've taken him on.
Is that so?
Last year, at this time, if you remember, the snow was already falling. Only today it's nice and sunny. Only it's rather cold today. 3 degrees of frost this morning.
Really? I didn't look. And our thermometer's broken.
Mr. Lopakin!
Coming!
We must go.
Yes, it's quite time, stepmother. I'll get to the Ragulines today if I don't miss the train.
Anya, put on your things. Now we can go away.
Away!
My friends, my dear friends, I can't look back leaving this house forevermore. Can I restrain myself in saying farewell from expressing?
Uncle.
No, I'll be quiet.
Well, it's time to be off.
Of course, my coat.
I wish I had another minute. It's as if I never really noticed what the ceilings are like.
I remember when I was 6 years old on Trinity Sunday. I sat at this window and looked and watched Father going to church.
Have we got everything?
This looks like everything. You see that everything's quite straight.
You may depend upon me.
What's the matter with your voice?
Swallowed a bug or something? I was having a drink of water.
Oh.
Go away and leave it all behind.
Until the spring. Now, Chekhov will check in a few days.
Don't be silly. I never intended.
Come on, we need to get in the carriages. It's time. We'll miss the train.
Petty, here they are, your galoshes. By that trunk, look at the state of them.
Well, come on.
The train, the station, a white double in the corner.
Let's go.
Is this everyone? There's some things stored in here. I need to lock up. Come on.
Goodbye, old house! Goodbye, old life.
Welcome, new life.
Until the spring, then. Come on. Till we meet again.
Lupa.
Goodbye, my youth, my happy memories.
Not all happy.
Mama!
Come on.
One last look. The walls. The ceiling. Mother used to like this room.
Lupa. Let's go.
Mama, we've got to go!
We're coming.
Never mind. I'll sit here. Leonid Andreevich will have gone off in just a light overcoat instead of putting on his fur coat. He'll catch his death. Oh, if I'm not here to see the things. Life's gone by as if I never lived. I need to lie down. Oh, you have no strength left in you. Nothing left at all.